Now this is a very interesting article and statement from the President of India. And you know how much gold and especially silver all India has been importing recently. There were times when the whole year they might import 1,300 tons of silver. And from what I understand, either a month or 2 months ago, they imported 1,400 tons in that month alone. That doesn't say anything to you. Now this is interesting. India's gold monetization scheme may be ready in weeks, says Modi. I think that's how you pronounce his name, Modi, president. New Delhi. A program to attract gold owned by households into a bank deposit scheme to monetize the precious metal could be ready in weeks, Prime Minister Modi said on Sunday, a step aimed at cutting expensive imports. The scheme, and here's a funny part about the use of the word scheme, but I'll get to that in a second. The scheme would allow people to put their gold into banks in return for interest payments in an attempt to mobilize thousands of tons of the metal sitting idle in Indian households. Indians prize gold as gifts and as a way of storing wealth. The country consumes nearly 1,000 tons of gold each year, most of it imported, and gold is the second biggest expense on the import bill after oil. In his monthly radio address, Modi said the program should be ready before a festival next month when it is considered an auspicious period to buy gold. Please, don't let your gold be dead money, he said. Gold is very important for the country. Gold can become an economic strength for us. Maybe I didn't read that right. Please, don't let your gold be dead money, he said. Gold is very important for the country. Gold can become an economic strength for us. You don't say. Huge gold imports were blamed for pushing the country's current account deficits to a record $190 billion in 2013, prompting the government to hike its duty on imports to 10%, an all-time high. Now, I remember when that happened, and when I saw that happen, my brain, oh, great, another government trying to stop the influx of people buying precious metals, real money. They're going to make it hard for the people to own it because they don't want you to own it. And I remember reading about a central bank spokesperson at the time saying, don't waste your money on gold. Get into the markets and get into the stock market. So when I heard that, I said, oh, well, that's probably why they're doing this. Now, I'm not so sure that that's exactly true. Because, again, huge gold imports were blamed for pushing the country's current account deficit to a record $190 billion in 2013, prompting the government to hike its duty on imports to 10%. So the imports, they wanted to import so much gold, the government, I guess, that it pushed their account deficit to high levels. And in order to deal with those account deficits that they just created by importing so much gold, they need to pay for it. So they raised that import duty 10%. That kind of sort of makes sense to me. But when I heard at the same time, a central bank official over there saying, stop messing with gold, put your money in the stock market, I mean, you have to come to the same conclusion. They don't want you importing gold and silver. Keeping in mind, the Central Bank of India isn't any different than the Central Bank of America, Federal Reserve, London, ECB. It's all controlled by the Rothschild banking dynasty. They are the owners of all of these central banks. All central banks that have fiat-based currency are the same. They follow the same guidelines, the same rules, the same fractional reserve lending. It's the same thing. So to have a spokesperson from the central bank in India say, don't put your money in gold, put it in paper stocks, while the president is now saying, don't let your gold sit in your drawer, put it in your bank, and we'll actually pay you interest on it because it's going to have an important role in the near future, as he hinted to. Gold is very important for the country, and gold can become, I think he meant to say, will become. Gold can become an economic strength for us. But we have to have a lot of it to show. And if it's sitting in your drawer collecting dust, we can't count that. Let us take your gold, put it in the bank. And you might find that they're doing this for a strategic purpose, to get the gold out of their citizens' hands so that the government can have it, to back their currency when the switch is flipped sometime in the near future and all hell breaks loose. Whoever has the most assets shouldn't be affected as bad as the rest of the people or countries. So he who has the most gold wins. As the old saying goes, he who has the gold, or the golden rule is what they call it. The golden rule is he who has the gold makes the rules. Isn't it funny that, at least on paper, America is number one, gold holdings, followed by Germany, and then followed by an astounding, weird company, organization, called the IMF. Not a country. Is not a country, but has the third largest gold holdings in the world. I got a sneaky suspicion that when all this goes down and China says, oh, well, you thought you knew how much gold we had, and India says, you kind of thought how much, you knew how much gold we had too. Here's our real numbers. Oh, in China, here's our real numbers. In Russia, here's our real numbers. I'm going to tell you about it on Webbot report prediction about tungsten-filled gold bars. I think when old America tries to put all these fires out, we got all the gold you guys stored with us for safekeeping in the basements in New York and the Federal Reserve. It's there. You want it back? We'll give it to you. No problem. We know we've been sometimes delayed by years to give it back to you, Germany, but we got it now. No problem. And what they may be giving back is tungsten-filled gold bars. Little layer of gold on the outside, tungsten in the middle. A beautiful Twinkie surprise for the other countries of the world. And if I'm a big player in the world scene and I just ask for my gold back and America gives me this crap and I drill into it and find that they are filled with tungsten, I might even consider declaring war, depending on how big my country is. Based on that happening. I gave you my real gold. I paid you all these years hefty fees to keep it in the safest place on earth. America. USA. And now you give it back and it's filled with tungsten. And I paid you all those fees. Did I mention that already? So, India is gearing up for precious metals to make a comeback and to be a backer of currencies. I'm telling you this now. I've told you 100 times. Whatever comes next after the fiat currencies of the world explode, the people will not accept, let's do it again. We'll start over and we'll do it again. Even we'll wipe it all out, but we'll start over and do it again. Everyone's going to say, well, hold on, it's going to end the same way. So let's not burden our great-grandchildren in the future with what's just happening to us all now. No, let's come up with a better solution. Oh, okay, yeah, you're right. How about backing it by pebbles? Nah, doesn't sound good to me. Fish? Nah, still not good enough. Jason 4, go ahead. Listen, how about what thousands of years of history have showed as real money? Every time paper currencies crash. Oh, what's that? Gold and silver? Stop, throw that out there. Yeah, I think we'll take that. Thanks, Jason. Appreciate you coming in on this important meeting. No problem, guys. Appreciate y'all watching my videos and making your political decisions based on my knowledge. Yeah, right. So, anyways, gold and silver, it's in your face again. I don't care what they push the price to today. I don't care what they push the price to tomorrow. I don't care if it goes up and they slam it down. It doesn't matter. I've been collecting and stacking silver all these years, waiting for the day. You can push the price where you want to. I don't care. You push it too low, I'm going to go get greedy and go buy some more. And a whole bunch of people have done that recently because they pushed the price down. And they cause shortages and everything else. Delays, weeks, even months sometimes, depending on what you were trying to get. It's unbelievable. So, there's more proof. What more proof? You got the Indian president coming out. Let's put your, in other words, he's hinting, we've got a system in place. People, listen to me. Trust me on this. Put it in your bank for the time being. Trust me. Now, I don't know that me. If I heard my government say that right now, put your gold and silver in the bank, there ain't a chance in hell. I'll wrap a diaper-filled turd and put in that bank, that safety deposit box for you. It'll be wrapped in gold lining, fake gold. Matter of fact, I'll wrap it in a string of tungsten just for the club. Take care.